Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday number 39, and the topic today is how to choose your object for meditation. So the questioner asks, you say, I need to meditate on one object, for instance like the breath or the mantra, and to stay with that object of meditation for a long time in order to unfold deeper levels of awareness. I see that this is a lifetime work. Does it matter what I choose as my object of meditation? Okay, very good question. As you know, that there are traditions out there, spiritual traditions out there that have encouraged new students to practice a specific object that they have found over the years, over the centuries, where meditators have practiced that particular technique, for instance, let's say the breath technique, and that they've seen results. It's been experimented with by many practicants of meditation, and they see the benefits of it, and so therefore they will encourage the new meditator to just stick with one technique, one object that they know will give you the results that you're looking for, which ultimately is to know who you are. So my suggestion for you is to just find one of those traditional techniques, like mantra, like breath, or like mindfulness that guides you into the sensations of your body. And there's lots of other more traditional types. What I can point out for you, though, is that if you are excited about finding, say, your own object, there are 3 qualities that you need to look for when you're choosing an object to meditate on. Like, for instance, the first thing that you need to be aware of is that that object should create a steadiness in your mind. It should create and instigate feelings of peace and contentment. So that's the first quality. It should be able to steady your mind and create peace and contentment. The second thing is that that object should be able to create a sense of detachment in your mind from it. So when you are observing it, meditating on it, you begin to pull yourself away from it as yourself, and you can detach and you can see that you're the observer of it. Like, say, if you're using breath as an example, eventually as you watch the breath, you start to see that you're the observer of the breath, that you are not the breath and the body and all the mixture that is in with the object. So you're learning how to discern and separate yourself from it. So you need to have, in that object, this is what's got to be able to occur when you meditate on it. And the third one is that when you meditate on the object itself has to have, let's say you start with the physical aspect of the object, but within or inherent in the object should have subtler and subtler aspects that maybe when you first look at it you won't be able to recognize the subtle aspect because you're on a grosser level, you're on a more physical level, so you're vibrating only on the physical level. But inherent in the object should have subtler and subtler and subtler aspects, so that eventually when you meditate for years and years and years on the same one object, you are getting to the place where you can say, I am the knower of the object, or you're saying, I and the object are one. The I the knower, and the knower of the knower. That's the highest state that you want to be able to get to when you meditate on this object. So now there are in the yoga scriptures many suggested objects of meditation other than the more common ones. Like the common ones are the breath, the meditation, the mantra meditation, and mindful meditation, observing the sensations in your body. There are, say for instance, a good one is the inquiry process, inquiring into who you are. So the question you ask yourself is, who am I? Now, of course, you'll start off with just the sound of the words and the meaning of the words, and your mind will do all of that. But eventually, it's going to get to I am I. So you're questioning, say, am I a body? Am I a mind? Am I my role? So you can use inquiry as an object. Another one is when you hold the breath out, there is this space that opens up for you when there's no inhale and no exhale, when your breath is suspended. You can study what remains in that vast space. And as you study that, you'll get to know yourself. You'll get to develop the focus. You'll get to know yourself. Another one is meditating on the Om between your ears. So you hear the sound, maybe you hear this loud orchestra sound, and then eventually you start to meditate on the Om that's not just between your ears, and it's not that on a physical between your ears thing. You start to meditate on its subtleness reverberating throughout the universe. So that's another one. There are lots. I'm going to give you a few more. You can also study that there is a state of mind called joy. And all of us get into a joy state once in a while. But whenever it does arise, you can take that out and make it the object of your study and say, well, what is joy? And then you can learn through practicing how to maintain that state of joy within yourself. Some of you have subtler experiences, energies going through your body. So maybe maybe you're provoking those energies through certain practices, or they're just coming automatically within you. But you can choose to focus on those energies and inquire into what is creating those energies, who you are that's manifesting the energies, how the energies are. So you're not focusing, so you learn to not focus just on the external experience of the energies. You're starting to inquire into who's behind those energies. And it goes on. Like you can meditate on, we talked about detachment, the power, developing this ability to be in the world but not of it, to not take things personally, to observe someone who's living a pretty detached state of consciousness, and then you're studying what that actually means to be free and not caught up in the world of phenomena and experience and relationships. And you can meditate on vibrations. You can meditate on sounds, mantras, names of God. Sing them. Let your heart open up. That's another type of object. It's anything that opens your heart. You could ruminate on a philosophical point. Like you could read something from a scripture and then start, going deeper with it, inquiring, saying, is this true? What's true about this? All of these objects that you may choose must have those 3 points, and let me just reiterate what they are. So the first point is that it's going to steady your mind. In other words, you can ask, is it making my mind more confused? is it dividing my attention? So if it's dividing my attention, if it's making me more confused, then it's not the object you should choose. It should steady the mind. It should make your mind more one-pointed. You should feel peace and contentment inside, where you're experiencing more spaciousness and distance away from the mental waves and the worries and the concerns and emotions of your normal daily life. So there should be a sense of expansiveness in your practice. And the last one is that that object must have inherent within it the capacity for you to go to its subtlest aspect. So that there's something in it that will trigger you to see the divine in it, to see yourself in it, the higher self of you, till eventually you are saying, I am I. So you're looking at the object and you see the object is everywhere, and that you are everywhere, that you and the object are one. All right, so this is Wisdom Wednesday number 39, and now you have some idea about how you can choose an object with these three most important qualities before you go out and just choose any object whatsoever. It must be one object that has the ability to open this up inside of you. Thank you, and I'll see you next Wednesday for Wisdom Wednesday. Bye for now.